You know, I'm going to say this again. Eddie, we'll see you, brother. All of y'all need to go. It's a good time to leave. Anybody else needs to go, it's a good time. Hey, no, really. See all y'all again going back to the Northeast. Thanks for coming to be a part of what we're doing. Huh? Can you hear me now? I'm sorry. Okay, I'll stand right here. Okay, let me just say, this always comes to mind when we do this stuff, you know, and particularly when we start. And it really tells a story. This is the real barometer of the weekend right here, gang. Again, who's left here at 2:30, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon? You know, we were taught a lot of very valuable things, and Dave just said something. There's many of us in this room that go back 30 plus years. It's in this room right now still. Some friendships with some that I've had as part of our team, part of our life, been part of our life. Because again, what we do is all about relationships. Life is about relationships. It starts with a vertical one. Getting right vertically to be able to really live life. You know, I believe that with all my heart. Then secondly, it's a relationship horizontally. Once we've got things right vertically, then it's horizontally out to one another. Does that make sense? Yeah. I mean, really, gang, it's all about touching and being touched by others. Touching others and being touched. Anyway, I could go on. I got so much to say. Short period of time, 13 minutes. And I don't want Kristen had to put the music on me, so I'm going to be moving fast. Leadership, let me just read a couple things real quick before I start this presentation. Just a couple things to think about. So there's some in here that may say, you know what, I've never been a leader. I just don't have what it takes, I guess. I wasn't born with it. You know, that's a myth, being born with it, okay? I say a lot. Some things you want to put, if you can, on the put on the sticky side of your brain. There's some things that just have to be written down. I'm going to be moving too fast, probably for you to get most of this, but some of the things you may pick up very quickly just in some of the words that I say. Leadership. Listen to this. I'm going to read a couple of things before I get going. So the most dangerous myth are that leaders are born, that it's a genetic factor to leadership. It's nonsense. In fact, the opposite is true. Leaders are made rather than born. Do y'all believe that?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you really, as one will say, sure enough, believe that?
Yeah.
It's absolutely the truth. See, we can be a leader if we choose to be. And there's a lot of things about our business. It's all about choice. Whether or not I'm going to choose to do it. There's no question for anyone in here as to whether or not this thing really works. Because it's already working for a lot of folks. And there's many of us in here that this has been our whole life. 42 years for me. I can't believe that. 42 years ago I started this thing. 21 years old, full time the first day. Okay? Now, there's a lot that goes in between all those years. But the main thing, if you want to do it bad enough, you can do it, okay? And what was the driving thing for me, much like Al Carty and much like most of us that have succeeded in this business? Something called freedom. Aptly named in Freedom Equity Group. You're in the right place if that's what you want in your life. See, that means everything to me. And I could talk for the next hour about the word freedom. But anyway, a couple more things here. Leadership. Now, again, sticky side of your brain, might want to write it down or hang on to it as much as you can. The capacity to translate vision into reality. Can you live it before people that they can see it? Here's another one. This is probably my favorite one of what I'm going to say here, okay? In terms of identifying the definition of leaders. Leadership is a dealer, this is important, gang, a dealer in hope. You know how big a word that is? How big a word is that to you? How many of us in here could exist any time at all without something called hope? You know, they say we can go about 7 or 8, maybe 10 days if you're really something tough without food. Say we can go about 40, maybe 50 days without water. But they say the true dead man, or true dead person, is That one that has no hope. We can't go anytime without hope. We lose hope. That's what happens when people take their own lives. They've lost hope in the fact that whatever it is in their life that they're struggling with is not going to get fixed. There's no hope. Gang, we're in the hope distributing business. We've got to embrace that. We've got to grasp that. We have the capacity. We've got the ability in what we do to help people change their lives. Does that make sense to anybody in here but me? Okay. I said, what message are we taking out there? Again, is it all about X's and O's? Is it all about index products? Is it all about annuity? Or is it about truly being able to be and have and do what it really is that you want in life? Now let me tell you something. We talk a lot again about something called time. The most precious thing that there is in life is this thing called time. And there's not a one of us in this room that can buy, if you had the money, the next 15 seconds or the past 15 seconds that's gone by. It's a non-renewable resource. When it's gone, and it ain't coming back. So all that lies ahead is what we're doing with the now. Does that make sense? Yeah. What we're doing with offering people the opportunity to be able to own their time, get that back. See, so many people are so busy making a living, they've taken no time to make a life. Does that make sense? See, I look around the room and see many that I know that this has been our life. And for all of us that have experienced that, we would say the greatest thing that's come out of it is the ability to do and have and go and all these kind of things at whatever point that we want to. Dave Regis, again, makes a remark, and it's a powerful thing when he says, if we still have to ask for permission, we hadn't got there yet. Does that make sense, Denny? Can I have an amen on that deal? Right? Come on now. Again, think about it. We're talking about stuff here that's going from the head to the heart. Do we want to change our lives, or are we just looking for something else to do? And again, as I'm saying, none of us in here got time to waste. Anyway, I could go on, but just a few leadership things there. That thing, hope. Again, are we offering hope? We built a company 30 years ago, and it changed our lives, offering hope and opportunity, not insurance. Okay? Anyway, let me shift gears here for a second. Power of a thought. So I want to talk, and I'm going to run on through the rest of this, talking about what we think. Because see, we come in here and we want to make all these changes. You know, the power phrase that we've got on everything that we do. You know, did we think 10 years ago that we'd be where we are today? Most of us, again, have to say, no, I didn't. I thought I'd been much further ahead. I thought things would have been a lot different, but they're not what I thought they would be. Well, we have the power, again, to change that if we want to, but gang, it starts within. It starts right here. See, the battle of life, and most of you probably already know this, the battle of life is fought right between our ears. Do y'all agree with that? Yeah. Am I the only one that thinks that? Am I crazy? Okay. The battle is fought with what we think, the power of a thought. What goes on inside our head? We can't let just anything bounce around up there, because ultimately what it's going to do, it's going to dictate our life. And here it goes, and I'm going to try to move fast. I got 6 minutes. The power of a thought. So again, we're reconditioning our mind right here. Let's give ourselves a mental enema, if you will. Kind of clean things out here for just a second. Let's kind of, again, reboot and start over with sow a thought. Now, again, this is the sowing and reaping process here again. An agricultural term. And life is wired. I believe with everything that's in me, God's got life wired, that we are absolutely going to reap in life what we sow. Do y'all agree with that? Yeah. Wonderful. I got the right crowd. We can move on. Sow a thought, reap an act. This is the power of this now. We're talking about making some changes here to get to where we want to be in this business. Sow a thought, reap an act. Sow an act, reap a habit. Habit. Now I'm habitually doing what it is that I'm doing. These are life-changing things, gang, right here. Very simple. I'm a bullet point guy. Yeah. I am. Give me just the basic information, and again, let me sit there and absorb it and get on with it and start applying it. Because the biggest thing in life with information and education is something called application. So we know what to do, but until we do it, it didn't do any good to know what to do until we did it, right? Okay, sow a thought, reap an act, or habit, reap a habit, sow a act, reap a habit, sow a habit, reap a lifestyle. Now I'm into the lifestyle. How it is I live my life and what I've committed and dedicated myself to. Sow a lifestyle, and we've reaped our destiny. What it is and who we are in life. And it all started with what? A thought. Ramsey, as he said, mindset. What we've got our mind fixed on. I want to say something about the time deal. Gang, we've always got time for what we want most of. Yeah. Would y'all agree with that? Yeah. Amen or oh me? Amen. We've always got time for what we want most of. Here we get on this deal right here, mindset. Whatever a person thinks, this is a biblical truth. Now again, the power of thought, it's telling us right up front. What we think, so are we. See, the person that says, I can do this thing. Man, I'm going to be the next superstar in this deal. I'm going to blow this thing completely away. He's right. Because he believes he can, and he's going after it. And I believe, again, that a person with a conviction is a majority. The person that says, no way I can do this, I don't think this for me, he's right also. So it's all again about what we think. We think we can. If we think we can't, we can't. FEG is a culture about leadership. We grow as fast as the leadership that we develop. Okay, I got to start moving, gang. More is taught than taught. We remember a whole lot more of what we see than what we hear. So the kind of leader we've got to become are the ones that are very visual, that others can see what it takes to win, not only in this thing, but in life as well. It's never, ever what a man or what a woman says. Ever. It's what they do. It's what they do. Okay? 10 things that require zero talent. I'm moving fast, okay? Number 1, here we go. These are things, as it says, doesn't take any talent to do these things to be a leader. This is where we start, 101. Okay? First things, why would you have this on here? Because it's important and it speaks volumes to other people. Number 1, be on time. And time, when we're talking about people that are always late, that just can't ever seem to get there on time in life, they're always running late in life, has nothing to do with time at all. It's got everything to do with something called character. See, I was taught years ago by a very wise man that was mentoring me in this business. He said, when you're always late, what you're saying to people is that my time's more important than yours. And he said, if you're going to be in this business and you're going to deal with folks and you're going to be a kind of leader that others will follow and people will trust, the first thing you've got to learn is be on time. Because they're going to be judging a lot by that. Number 2, work ethic. We've got to develop a strong work ethic. Only in the dictionary does success come before work. See, most people went in this thing like Ramsey and Leo and a lot of them we have here. George Clinton, I see George in the back of my. George has won in all of his life. Whatever he's done, because he's had a work ethic that's been second to nobody's. Bloom was the same way. Yeah, I was field trained by Bloom. A couple of us in here were 30 years ago. Again, work ethic that was unbelievable. My attitude was if I can just do half of what he does, I'm going to be successful in this deal. And it worked for me. Number 3, effort. Are you willing to put forth effort? You beat 50% of people just by showing up and developing a work ethic. I want to say a while ago, pat yourself on the back that you're still here. We beat most people because we're willing to pay the price to win, right? Right. Good, then pat yourself on the back. Number 4, body language. That's the problem again with technical communication today. That doesn't come through. Man, it's important, again, I can use the term again, more is caught than taught. I'm going to get excited and enthusiastic because you are or aren't. You heard Ramsey say a while ago, he didn't get too revved up to begin with till Eddie got excited. Then all of a sudden, he got kind of pumped. We got to spend more time with the contagious things that infect people and contagious that they want to catch. More is caught than taught. Okay, number 5, energy. You say, I'm a low energy kind of person. Get a B12 shot or something. Something. Develop some energy, the ability that when you need to, turn it on. And I'm not talking about something manufactured or fake. I'm talking about an enthusiasm for life that's life-changing, and it starts with ours, right?
Right.
You got to get contagious. Energy. Again, it says enthusiasm contagious. Steve Little liked this when he used it years ago. It's like yeast, it raises the dough. Right, Steve? How many times have you heard that one and shared that one? Okay? Here we go. Number 6, attitude. My God, I could have spent the whole deal right here. But this sums it up real quick and pretty good. Doggone amount of time. All life hinges on it. 10% of the circumstances and 90% of how I respond to the circumstances in life. You see that equation there? 90% of how I respond. It's not so much what happened, but how I respond to it. 7, passion. Show our belief level. Again, more is caught than taught. Be passionate about what we do. Be coachable. Oh my God, I could spend an hour on that, the power of coachability. See, one thing in common, the Olympics is going on right now. They've been going on for the last 2 weeks. You know one thing, every one of those athletes that are winners have in common that are there in those games is every one of them has a coach. And watch the embracing when they go out and win and achieve and accomplish things that they never thought they could do. But somebody helped them believe in themselves and believed in them. And guess what happened? They're world champions. Do an extra. Whatever it takes, Steve Little, and a little bit more, right? To be a dadgum winner. Whatever it takes and a little bit more. And again, be prepared, stay on ready. It takes too long to get ready. Be ready again to give an account for the hope that's within you. Gang, great people became great by doing things they didn't want to do when they didn't want to do it. Do things long enough most people won't do. You'll soon be able to do what most people can't do. Okay? The illiterate of the 21st century are those who are unwilling to learn, unlearn, relearn skills necessary to win in life. And the key word there, operative word, they're unwilling. Are we all willing?
Yes.
Then we can change things, gang. Here's Al's thing right here. It stops right here. Dave Regis taught me this years ago. Whatever it is you want, go all in, man. Give it everything you got. Be all of where you're at, 100%. Dominate, learn it, sleep it, breathe it, believe it. Whatever it takes. No excuses. We can do one or two things. You can make money, you can make excuses, but you can't do both, gang. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.